Jay Cordery, John Power, and Polly Lou joining us from the Freedom Collective and um, going with you through this amazing journey so far. This is day 5. The week was really short with you guys, so hello and welcome. If you are watching us live on YouTube, on Facebook, or on LinkedIn, we are streaming on 3 different platforms today. And if you want to join us on Zoom and ask your questions and get live advice and live coaching, please do not hesitate. You will find the link either on the registration email if you registered using your email, or in the comment section or below the video if you're watching us live from any of these platforms. So hello and welcome again. Today is day 5, so I'll start with a little recap of the 4 last days. If this is the first time you join us, you'll also have access to the replays if you join using your email, so I'd strongly advise you to do that. Register using your email, you'll be able to join us today. This is the final day, so you'll also get the replays for the days you haven't been here. So yes, let's start with a recap. So day 1, we started talking about goals. So as a reminder, this is a training mostly for entrepreneurs and business owners, but also for whoever has set up a goal for 2025 and wants to achieve it, needing some guidance and needing this secret sauce or the secret recipe that we are giving you guys these 5 previous days. So basically on day 1, we discussed how to set up the right goal for you. We talked about the different types of goals. We talked about how we are not daring to ask the question, what do I really want? We talked about figuring out what's the right goal for you now. And we also talked about how you're actually using your goals to become the person that you want to become, to grow as a person and to stretch from outside your comfort zone. On day 2, we started digging deeper. So once we set the goal, now what? What's the recipe? I remember going to many seminars and joining many webinars and registering to many courses, but every time I leave the seminar, I'm like super hyped and very motivated. Okay, I've written my goal, I have my goal card, I know exactly what I want. Now what? Nobody has given me the recipe, nobody has told me exactly what to do. So there are many ways to approach this question. First of all, you do not need to know the how. So the recipe could be really relevant just to you and could be waiting for you to figure it out. You probably need to invent that recipe yourself. So do not expect the coach to give you exactly what you need to do, the step-by-step plan, because only you can have the vision, can entertain the vision, can make it progress and grow inside your mind. And once you do that, it's only once you do that that you will figure out the how. And second of all, it's not obvious for all coaches, for all preachers or motivational speakers to really be visionary as you, to really see the vision, to see the goal as you are. So they cannot give you what they cannot see. Only you can see. Or maybe if you have the vision that is strong enough, you can probably explain it to other people. You could probably network with other people and figure out how to do this. But expectations here are very important. So don't expect yourself to know the how. This is very important, but really focus on the what. The clearer the vision, the better the result, and the quicker the result is going to manifest. So on day 2, we talked about the knowing doing gap. We talked about paradigms and how we have been programmed to do things in a certain way, and we end up doing things always the same way we have done before. And this is not a good idea if you want to try something new. If the goal is really outside the comfort zone as it needs to be, you need to be doing things differently. So if you are starting a business, for example, if you have a goal of income or a goal of fitness or a health level that you've never achieved before, you cannot keep doing things the same way, applying the same strategies, using the same methodologies, having the same attitude and habits, and expect things to turn out differently. Expect your environment to follow up and to change drastically. You need to make a decision. You need to make a drastic change in yourself first. And this is what we talked about in day 3, but also any other decision that may impact you, for example, moving to a certain country or joining certain groups or changing jobs, or could be really anything, but a decision has to be made, at least one of them. So, day three, we focused on the self image, and this is the main part of the paradigm that is very important to focus on through this goal achievement process. First, you set up the goal, you identify the goal as foreign to your self image, foreign to your current paradigm, which is actually good because this is what the goal is supposed to be. But after that, you need to be focusing on your self image, how to become the person that is able to achieve that goal. So remember, if you just joined us now, we are doing a recap of the previous days. So remember that you are not able to achieve a goal that is beyond your self-image, and until or unless and until you become that person. Only then the goal, the result will come to you. But if you are still this person with your self beliefs, with your limiting beliefs, with your paradigms, with your fears, everything that is holding you back, that is subconscious and that you haven't identified yet, you won't be able to reach your goal easily. You probably could figure out a way to do it, but we want it to be easy and to be fun and to allow you to learn and to grow as a person. So if you can say, okay, I can figure out a plan to do my goal, but I probably need more money, I probably need a new environment. There's always someone's fault that's happening, someone else's fault, someone else's um, effect on your life, and you're blaming that on them. You need to be focusing on yourself first. What habits, what attitudes, what new paradigms, what new beliefs, especially new beliefs, do you need to implement, to install inside your subconscious mind through repetition in order for you to become that person? And once you become that person, you'll get that goal. Yesterday was day four, and we talked about fear and procrastination and how these two main uh, blockages or two main things that hold up so many people from achieving their goals. Procrastination is due to fear, and fear is due to the fact that you are trying to achieve something that you've never done before. So yeah, again, a reminder, if you just joined us on social media or on Zoom, hello and welcome. We are doing some recap of the previous days, and this is day five of the 5-day success challenge for entrepreneurs. Think bigger, achieve more, from the Freedom Collective. So these were the main areas that we approached on the previous days. We have had so many questions about how to identify if it's self-doubt that's holding me back, or if it's probably not the right goal, how to stop when it's not the right goal for me, how to know when to stop, or how to know if I actually need to carry on. Do I have some signs, some intuition that I need to follow? Of course you do. There are signs everywhere, but you only need to listen, and you only need to have a very clear vision. So visualizing is very important. And yesterday we have had two amazing testimonials from our previous clients who talked about how their vision was the main thing that made the whole difference, was the main thing that changed drastically everything. So having a clear vision is the first step. You don't need to know the how again, but you need to know the what. And this is what a vision means. In order for you to implement that vision deeper into your subconscious mind and start the change from there, you need repetition, constant spaced repetition. That means at least a couple of times a day, you repeat that new message, that new belief. You describe to yourself your goal, you describe the vision, you describe your life once you achieved your goal, and then you'll get the motivation, you'll get the inspiration, you get the ideas, you get the thoughts, and you will get the energy. And as a result, you'll get the money, you'll get the connections, you'll get the opportunities, because now you're so open, you are so aware, and you are more alert to what's around you. If I'm thinking of like I'm on the street and I'm focusing on all the red cars, I will start seeing red cars everywhere because I'm paying attention. But if I'm just driving my car and not focusing on anything in particular, my mind would just drift everywhere and anywhere. So you need to pay attention. The red car could be your opportunity. If you're thinking of the opportunity, opportunities are all over the place. It's really up to you to pay attention. But you can only pay attention to what's relevant for you. I mean, yes, of course, you can pay attention to many other things and you can get distracted, but this is not what we want. We want you to pay attention to only what's relevant to your goal. Invest your time, your money, your energy, and your motivation, your passion to what really means to you. Polly, go ahead.
Thank you, thank you. Well, first of all, I want to answer Malcolm's questions here, because I think we can all relate to this. You know, when we are looking into changing, the first thing come out is a fear. You know, fear creeps up. It makes us get scared. It makes us think we are unrealistic. It makes us think we're just mad, and we are scared, and we will not be able to convince ourselves. We are not able to convince others, and then we'll get objections from anyone and everyone. And I think it's a very, very natural biologically. Our body is not familiar. Our body could not cope with the unfamiliar. They cannot biologically, because our brain is wired to go for something familiar because it's easier. You know, in a machine operation perspective, they prefer operating with an existing programming. So when you're looking into something completely different for our brain, it's a shock because they suddenly realize, because that means in your brain, you've got to come up with a new wire system that does not exist yet. So our body is automatically start creating fearful thought, and that's our existing self trying to bring us down to a lower level. That's essentially what that is. So I've always said the fear is illusional. They are not real. Just imagine when you are thinking about doing something new, you're essentially fighting against the angel as a demon. Your demon self is the one that's trying to keep you the same, even though you know in the conscious level, you don't want to do the same thing anymore because it's not reaching the goal that you want. But the demon side of you be like, but it's very familiar. You know, you've done it before. It works as of now. Why don't we do it again? Don't be silly. You know, don't think about something that's unachievable. Don't disappoint yourself. What if you fail? You know, all these little patterns will start coming up. That's always the first thing come up. Because that's how our brain is biologically wired. But if we are very intentional, we are having that kind of awareness, which is what this program is able to teach us. It's all about awareness. Awareness brings us a power. Maybe Star Trek, something like that. But you know, so once we grow that kind of awareness, we're able to intentionally control the thought, and then changing from the fearful thought into a faithful thought. So it's always like a switch. And there's something called law of polarity here, where you can think of something negative, you can think of something positive. And that's something so important when you are setting out your goal. The first thing you need to do is to shift that fear. That's the very first thing you need to do to retrain your brain to think differently, to start forcing your brain to come up with a new wire system to help you to achieve something you've never done before. And I can relate based on, I can share my experience, and Jay will know this actually, because when I decided to go from being a successful coach, but more focused on health transformation, I was so scared because I'm an art doctor. How could I teach people this? Am I giving false promises to people? And I was so scared, and I was searching online. I could not find anything about this. I could not find anybody doing it. So that sets my brain into alarming bells all over again. I think nobody's doing this. Am I the only mad person doing this? And I even went to all the temples to pray all the gods. I said, just tell me, what do I need to do? So you're looking for that kind of reassurance. But then once I said to myself, enough is enough. I actually do want to do this. I do. I know, I don't know how, but I wanted to do this. I start visualizing like Nina said, repetition, visualizing every day. I keep repeating to myself, why do I want to do this? I want to help others, just like I help, how my doctor cure. I want to do this because of A and B and C. I just keep emphasizing, keep visualizing the great outcome I will be able to achieve by helping others. And then the more you start thinking about the positive, the less the fearful chatter it will appears in your mind, because essentially you're brainwashing yourself to think about the positive side of your new change. And the more you start wiring yourself, you start changing your internal wiring in your brain, the more ideas start popping to you, literally.
Yeah.
It like a wildfire in your brain. You will start having ideas popping into you, and then you will start thinking, see things that is related to your vision. You start having context coming to you that's related to your vision. You start having resources, opportunities, conversations coming to you that relates to your vision. Because that's when you know your brain, you consciously and subconsciously start buying into the new ideas. And then you're getting your subconscious mind to start working for you. Like Nina said, we don't necessarily know the strategy in the first place, and actually nobody else will know, but your subconscious mind knows. So we've got to train our subconscious mind first in order to get our subconscious mind to start looking for strategy for us. So I hope that answers questions. John?
Yeah, thanks, Polly. That's brilliant and very well explained. Just actually to go on with that as well, it says here about, if somebody is naturally look towards the negative, that's perfectly normal. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you in any way. It literally goes back to the caveman times, the fight or flight. And we're programmed that way. And we literally are. We are programmed that way. And that's why, in the times of the caveman, you either fought something because it was trying to kill you, basically. So running away was protecting you. It's a survival mode that kicks in. And that's still the way we are, except now, obviously, there's not a saber-toothed tiger trying to bite your ass. It's something else that's scaring you. So, you run into your cave and you don't go anywhere and you don't do anything. But we do that mentally, because obviously there's nothing there physically trying to kill us anymore. And as Polly explained earlier, then that turns in then to fear, and then that turns into procrastination. And then we it's indecision. And then we're kind of left in this limbo where should I, shouldn't I? What if I do this? What if this happens? What if that happens? And we imagine all these crazy things I mean, anything crazy is possible, right? But is it probable? No, it isn't. Not really, I mean, a plane could literally fly through this window and squash me. Is it possible? Yes, it is, but it's fairly improbable in fairness. So all of these things that we generally think could possibly happen, they may happen, but it's very unlikely that they will. And the great thing about decision, actually, I'll just read this. There's a small little excerpt here. Bob Proctor wrote a brilliant article on decision. And as I say, it's the opposite of procrastination, which is one of the things we spoke about. And it says there is a single mental move you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business solution you will ever encounter. Situation you will ever encounter. And it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this magic mental activity, and it is called decision. You would think anything is important in decision making when it has such a far-reaching power would be taught in every school, but it is not. To compound the problem, not only is decision making missed from the curriculum of our educational institutes, up until recently, it also has been absent from most of the corporate training and human resource programs available. So how is a person expected to develop this mental faculty? Well, quite simply, you must do it on your own. However, it is important to understand that it is not difficult to learn to make wise decisions, and armed with this proper information, and by subjecting yourself to certain disciplines, you can become a very effective decision maker. Now, the thing I've found about decision making is you just make it. Because if you're starting to think, should I do this or should I do that? That is procrastination. But just make a decision. You know, and you're going to say, well, how do I know if it's the right one? You don't. But if you make it and it is the right one, then you're going to know it's the right one. If you make it and it's the wrong one, you're going to know pretty fast that it's the wrong one, and you can change it back to the other one. But if you don't do anything, you're never going to get anywhere. So my thing is always, if it's about making a decision. I mean, in many kind of movies, have you seen a love story, but somebody's, oh, I'm going to split up because I need to go work and do this, that, or the other, and they've separated, and next thing they go, oh my God, it's the worst decision I ever make, and they go flying across the world and go meet them, and it's all this big lovey-dovey thing at the end. And the only way they would have known that is if they split up in the first place. So they're not going to know that. So they made a decision, or one of them did, to split up, and they realized it was actually the wrong decision. But they would have never known that unless they made a decision in the first place. So the thing is to make it, then you're going to know whether it's the right one or the wrong one. But either way, we need to make a decision, and make a decision that aligns with your big goal. And then you can't really go wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And that article from Bob, that was brilliant. I read it many, many times, and I learned a lot from just this concept, the importance of making a decision, how to make decisions fast. So many business owners, many entrepreneurs, many people in general have a strong fear of making a decision because they prefer to stay where they are, or they prefer to follow someone else's decision, so that in case it's not working, or the result is not what they want, they can always blame it on someone else. And since we are actually deciding on something that we've never done before, it's not a choice of, I don't know, what to eat for lunch today. We're probably making a big decision of, I don't know, buying a house, starting a business, quitting a job, starting a relationship, ending a relationship, whatever it is that the decision is about. It's something new, it's something unknown. So it's very natural, very human for us to feel this fear and to tend to not make the decision. So what makes the difference between the most successful business owners? You can have many examples throughout the world of the most successful business people in the world, and the rest of us, the rest of us mortals that are not achieving that kind of results, is the kind of decisions they're making and how they're making this decision. Bob Proctor taught us something very important, is that the main difference between the most successful people and all the others is that the successful people make decisions fast and change them slowly, if at all. So the only prerequisite here, again, is that you want that thing. You want that house, you want that business, you want that income, you want that to follow that passion, whatever it is. Since you want it, the rest is not important. Whether you have the means, whether you have the money, whether you are in the right country, it does not matter. Because the decision is the only prerequisite for you to follow your dream, for you to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Without that decision, that's the switch to flip. That's the only thing. Without that decision, I can always have a dream. I can always put it on my vision board. Oh, it would be nice to have that, to travel across the world. It would be nice to have that house. Oh, I'd love to live in Italy. I'd love to, whatever, own a private jet, whatever it is that you want, whatever crazy dream that you have. If that dream is not transformed into a project, into a goal, into an objective, it is not going to happen unless and until you make the decision. So again, the decision does not mean that you know, okay, I already know how to buy this house, I'm going to buy it now, since I know. It does not work like that. I'm going to buy this house. I've visited it. I feel the vibe. I love the energy of this house. I love the decoration. I'm going to start decorating it in my mind. I have to feel the vision. I have to feel myself inside that house, or inside that dream job of mine, or running that business of my dreams. And then start making this into reality, start manifesting it. But unless and until you make that decision, you're not even there to think of the how. And this is the most important thing. Like, your mind will not even go there. Will not even go and start thinking of ways to achieve that, to get that money, to find that connection, to go look for this job. unless you make the decision that, okay, I'm going to quit my job and look for something else, or I'm going to quit my job and start the business, or I'm going to start this side hustle. Unless and until you make the decision and you admitted it out loud, maybe better, to yourself first and to people around you who are there to support you. Of course, you don't want to share your decision and your goals with everyone and anyone. Unless you've done that, your mind won't even start looking for ways to do that. But once you do that, you flip that switch, your mind will start wondering, because now it's commitment. Now it's just not just an interest. Though the question on inside the poll today was about, are you committed or are you interested? Do you know the difference? When you are interested, you do what's convenient. When I have the time, I'll do it. When I have a couple of days of vacation, I'll travel. When I'm old, when I retire, I'll go on that cruise around the world. When I have that money, I'll buy that house. When I have the time, I'll start the diet and I'll start going to the gym. You're always putting it into very low priority level. Once you have the time, once you have the means, once you have the energy, but guess what? You'll never prioritize it until you do, until you make the decision. So if you're committed, and this is the second choice, if you're committed, now you don't have any other alternative. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start going to the gym. When? Not next Monday, not next month, not next January, where resolutions are made. You don't need a deadline or you don't need a start date. The date is now. The time is now. You make the decision and you feel that hype, you feel that heat inside of you. Literally, you feel that heat. That's the adrenaline, because it's something new. It's exciting. It's you are passionate, you're excited, and you're motivated. And this is what you need to switch your mind into thinking of other ways to do this. Polly, go ahead.
Well, and I also want to emphasize again how difficult it is to a lot of people who have never done this sort of personal development before, or never really step out of the comfort zone. And I can definitely relate to my struggle at a time, because I come from a corporate background, and I move out to senior management level. And I remember when you are going up to a senior ladder, every day is about risk mitigation.
Yeah.
Yes, every day is about risk mitigation. Every day is about, you have to have like really precise, like 7 pages of step-by-step guidance. And you've got to come up with a timeline, the stakeholder, you've got to go rounds and rounds of committee meeting, trying to convince anyone and everyone. And then you have to have a really precise plan come up before you start taking action, making decision. And then I always used to joke, if we have to do all the things like that, by the time we're actually making a decision to go, the time's already gone. We've already missed the boat, essentially. We missed the boat. So when I finally decide to do something that's totally out of that equation, even though I know in my brain, I know from what I have learned, I have to really make decision. I have to go from my gut instincts. I don't need to know the how. I just need to make the gut get. I just need to make decision. It still really sets all my existing programming into wildfire, because I've never done it before. In my mind, I still think I need to come up with a beautiful blueprint. I need to consult whatever internal stakeholder I have in my mind in order to tell me I can actually make a decision and then go. So it took really, really long time to come to realize actually I don't, because I'm not running a company, I'm running me. I don't need to seek for approval from anybody else but myself. So whatever I decide, I can do it. So it took me a really long time to reconvince myself. But once you convince yourself, the real transformation starts. And also imagine, I always like to believe we are in 2 different levels. Again, that's the metaphor of your internal angel and your internal demon. Your internal angel wants to lift you up. Your internal demon wants to pull you down. When we're facing something unfamiliar, it tends to the demon coming out first, because that's how we're biologically wired. Our demons start coming out with all the excuses, saying you're not good enough, all the self-criticism, and also the demon will be saying you need to know what you need to do first. in order to take action, because otherwise you're running into all the risk. And the risk is something unknown, but it's the story we tell ourselves. So just be mindful when it happens. Your internal demon will start coming out with all the excuses, all very convincing excuses, actually, to tell you cannot do this because you've got to get everything ready. You've got to have your finance ready, have your time ready. You need to consult everybody and everyone else, and you need to blah, blah, all the list. But just remember, that's when you become procrastinating. Because you start getting very confused with internal thought, you start believing what the demon is telling you to keep you stuck. So you start thinking, maybe I will think about another day, maybe I'll consult another person. And the more you consult other people, the more people tell you no, because they want to protect us. So when you realize, but then that's when you become very intentional. Which one do I want to put a priority first? Which version of myself I want to hold on to? Is it the demon side of me, which will keep me stuck, unhappy but stuck? Or the angel side, uncertain but want to lift me up? And I also want to add this in a little bit more wellness perspective, because our mind, our higher self always want to lift us up. We always seek for progression, development, growth. But if you continue suppressing that part of you, because of the fear, because procrastination, because of indecision, it actually turns into disease. It does. The disease comes out from your mental well-being first. You become depressed, you become angry, you become anxious, and you just become restless. And then if you ignore that, it actually turns into physical disease. So this is exactly how our body and mind and soul connects internally. So just be mindful when you feel restless, when you feel anxious, when you feel disappointed, when you feel angry, that's when you're not aligned with your higher self. Your body is giving all the signal to tell you you're heading to the wrong direction, come back. So I just want to bring a little caveat here. Our body is our best navigator to tell us where we're heading to the right direction or not. So yeah, just be mindful.
Thank you, Polly. Yes, be mindful. Yeah, mindfulness is very important because we are making many decisions throughout the day, and all of these decisions, or at least most of them, are subconscious. We're not aware of what we're doing. We're not mindful of what we're doing, and we end up diving deeper and deeper into that cycle of negativity and fear, and this will impact our body, and our body will start expressing that fear and that negativity in terms of disease. And I love what you did there, Jay. You hyphenated the word. Is this ease? Is your body is not at ease because your mind is not at ease, because something is inside you that needs to be expressed and you are suppressing it. That dream, that desire is something that was put inside you for a reason. You are there to manifest it. You are just the tool to manifest that project, that business, that idea into life, into reality. So going back to Malcolm's comment, thank you for sharing this, Malcolm. And the trick, as I said, is to think in reverse. So what do I mean by that? I remember Steve Jobs once said that in order for you to connect the dots, you need to look backwards. You can never connect the dots looking forward because you never know what's the next step. You probably know, okay, what's the next small step, but you can never know the whole plan from point A to point B. Point A being where you are right now, and point B being the dream, being you living the dream. So you have to go there using your imagination. That is a very powerful mental faculty that we are not using the right way. We're using their imagination to imagine the worst case scenario. That is completely natural. That's like very instinctively natural as a human being. But use your imagination to go and think from the perspective of you as the person who has achieved that goal. So, for example, if I wanted to buy a house, okay, I need to make monthly payments. I know I will have to probably apply for a loan? Am I going to be able to maybe get some business or get enough money until the end of the year to be able to move in by Christmas? Okay, all these sound like good ideas, but how do I start? Where do I go? I need to go from the perspective of the person who has achieved that goal. That person has better ideas than me. That person has better knowledge, better experience, and a better paradigm, better habits, better ways of thinking. They probably have managed to find the idea, to find the solution to that problem or to that puzzle that's still puzzling me. So go and think from the perspective of that person. In order for us to do that, we have to really be careful to what we are thinking, to what we are imagining. The more you connect with your future self, the more responses you can get. This may sound very esoteric, but it's not. If you learn to sit in silence, meditate, and listen to your future self, imagine that person, imagine that business in a couple of months really reaching that goal. What would that person be? How would they be acting? What kind of decisions are they making? Are they making the next deal? With whom? How are they talking to that person? Probably not with the self confidence that we have today. We probably have grown into someone more confident, someone more I don't know, more as a leader, or someone more connected to other people. Maybe, okay, maybe I need to start connecting with these people right away. Maybe I need to start developing that leadership right away. These are hints that my future self is telling me, hey, I'm like this now. Try to act like me. And once you are me, everything you want, that life of of our dreams that I'm living here in the future, like again, like visualize yourself talking to your future self. Visualize yourself having that business. What kind of leader are you? You're probably not running the business the same way that you're running it right away, right now. So try to think of whatever that person is capable of, is doing. What do they act like? What do they dress like? What do they look like? How do they speak? What kind of decisions are they making? Try to simulate that life as if you're playing a video game, and try to act like that person. I remember a couple of years ago, maybe in 2021, I started this process of acting like the person I wanted to become. And believe me, none of you guys today know me as I was in 2020 and 2021, and even before. I've had like tremendous changes made in just a couple of weeks, maybe. And then in a couple of months, I needed a telescope to look at myself, like to look at this difference, this huge difference in terms of personality, self confidence, the way I speak. I used to like I don't know, like now, for example, I'm just getting emotional because it reminds me of how different I have become. I used to find it very difficult to be out there, to project and to express my ideas, to express my needs and my desires, to talk about my business, to be more decisive, to be more assertive. And I had to learn these things. But the faster way, I found the fastest way to do that is to start acting like this person, and I became her. And everything I written on my vision board, every single picture I have put there, I now get sometimes emotional, but sometimes I think, wow, these dreams were pretty small. I can probably do much better than what I thought, because I've already did everything that's on my vision board, and even more. Many things I didn't even dare to dream. And this is maybe will resonate to many of you guys today, because sometimes we don't even want to look at the vision because it's so dear to us, that it's making us emotional and making us so fearful of disappointment, of the frustration. What if not? And this is very human. This is very instinctive. Your paradigm's intention is good. It's to keep you safe. But we know better. We use our consciousness, our awareness, our thinking mind to make the difference. There is no tiger running after me to eat me. I'm not that caveman anymore. Like, it's okay. It's just an email, or it's just a sales pitch, or it's just probably a speech that I need to make. It's probably a mortgage I need to put on my house, whatever it is. It's not a tiger. It's not that important. And your paradigm does not differentiate that. So your awareness, your thinking mind, your objective mind is coming to the rescue here, telling your paradigm over and over again, and this is how the repetition is important, over and over again, that it's okay, the vision is important, it's okay to dream, it's okay to look up to that person, to that future version, and try to stretch. The stretch is going to be painful, at least in the beginning. But after you stretch a couple of steps, and you see the difference and you celebrated the wins. Remember, yesterday or before, I think we talked about the importance of celebrating the wins and the huge difference it makes in your subconscious mind, because you're proving to yourself over and over again that this is working, it's okay, keep going and dream bigger. I remember the very first time I started writing my wish list, my want list, and now I look at it and I'm like, seriously? This is it? And these were like the 20 or 30 things I wanted the most. It was all kinds of achievable, very small and very shy demands to the universe. And now I'm thinking bigger and I'm deciding like bolder decisions because I know how it works. I need to stretch. It's like when I'm in the gym lifting weights. I love lifting weights, by the way. It's really reminding me every time how I stretch my mind because I'm stretching my muscles the same way. It's painful, but I know I can keep track. Okay, last week, last month, I did this. I can probably do that today. I know I have the energy, I have no excuses, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to feel awesome. After the gym session, I'm going to be full of hormones um, of endorphins and every other single hormone that whatever the gym does to us. And this sense of accomplishment, these endorphins, this adrenaline is just the proof that, wow, that feels amazing. Going after that dream, going after that pain. It is a pain because it's a new decision, it's a new world, but the reward is priceless. So yeah, this is um, my example, and yeah, thank you guys for all the comments. I don't know if you guys who are watching us on YouTube want to join us today live. You'll have the link to join us to ask your questions. We still have 15 minutes, and today is day 5. So I promised yesterday that we're going to talk about how we can actually going to be working together. If you have found insights from this 5-day training for entrepreneurs, and I've seen your comments, I've seen your questions. I love the impact that this session has already had to many people across the world, and I'm really grateful for you. Yes, Polly, you wanted to say something in between.
Also, what I have also come to realize, when we are talking about when we're facing the unknown, the fear come up first. And when you decide to intentionally move to faith, the courage come up. So I also would like to imagine when we're going through that kind of mental exercise, I always imagine myself collecting the toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm facing an unknown, I go for the unknown, I gain more courage. And I always just like to think I'm collecting this. I'm preparing myself mentally to become a stronger person so that I deserve the rewards I get. I always just think, that the more I go against the odds, the more I against ordinary, the more I against other people's opinion, the more stronger I become. And that strengthens the conviction. Actually, I like to use the word conviction. The more conviction I have about my goal, the more I can actually bring others to the same journey as me. So they will go from being not supportive to support. And I can actually share this concept really tiny because I had a conversation just about 4 hours ago with one of my university friend. I went out for a drink. So he is somebody that has been working in a corporate job for 10 years, hated it, absolutely hated it. He has been telling me for 2 years he wanted to quit.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out for a drink with him, and then I said to him, what's the latest update? And he said, I just got 2 more years stuck in Thailand. And I said, 2 more years of your life? And then he said, yeah, the boss just gave me more money to keep me stay. So I just think, what about your dream? And then he started telling me, he started asking me about, because he knew I'm setting up something new. So I started sharing about what I wanted to do, about how I wanted to help people with a mindset healing. And first thing he come out is, isn't this dangerous? I don't know what this is. How can you promise this? And then so I thought, so as soon as I heard about this, I put intention. I said to myself, I'm going to justify this. I'm getting strength. This is the criticism that I receive because I'm doubting myself. Whatever I reflecting on the inside, reflected outside. So I start telling him very calmly about what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do this, then what's my service. And then the more he's listened to, the more he opened to the ideas. Because then he starts sharing it with me about how his mom passed away through cancer. And he started telling me, my mom kind of gave up herself before she actually passed away. I can see she died internally before she died physically. And then he started telling me, Polly, go for it. You know, once you set out a business, I want to be part of this. So that's when I realized that's the moment when I knew I'd become a leader to others. So when you do have your dream, hold on to it. Whenever you meet any doubt, criticism from other people, just remember it's the reminder that you've got to put far more intention to your goal and your desire. Just remind yourself once more and more again. It's never enough to keep reminding yourself intention. To remind yourself once again, this is my intention. This is what I want you to do. And it's my time to serve others. I want to lead others with my dream and my vision. And that's what a true leader is. You've got to become a true leader internally, because before you get all the rewards that you want, you cannot just daydream that I'm going to have the reward and not doing the work. That's just not how it works. The universe is not going to compensate people with just straight daydreamers. The universe compensate doers, believers. So that's what we are here for this 5-day masterclass, to tell you the importance to set a good goal, set a good intention with all the toolkits, and how you can support yourself, and also awareness about what's happening in your mind, and be intentional to rewind your brain every day so that you can become more and more like a future version of yourself. Yeah.
That's so wonderful. Thank you, Polly. That's so inspiring. And yes, again, this is a story about decision. If you don't make a decision, you're actually making another decision not to change, to stay stuck, to stay in that toxic place, to stay where you are, which is probably such a waste. Because if you have a dream, if you have identified a goal, if you have identified a passion, whatever it is, if you even have identified a better place to be, a better situation to be living, a better lifestyle, a better country, a better job, a better relationship, whatever that you want, if you have identified it and then you didn't make the decision to go after it, such a waste. Because after a couple of years, you'll still be longing for that, and you'll have wasted that amount of time. And we have absolutely no idea how much time we have left. Let's face it. So yeah, Jay, go ahead.
I just wanted to add on to that. It's triggered into my mind circle of control. There is only so much that we can control, and we can't control the uncontrollables. The uncontrollables are other people, what they think, what they say, what they do. The weather is uncontrollable. You can respond to the weather, and you can control how you respond to the weather by taking a raincoat or wearing your welly boots when it's raining, but you can't control the weather. The only two things we can control is what we think and what we do. That's it.
All right.
So anyone can do anything around us, but we get to choose how we respond to that. And like you did earlier with your friend, you could have just agreed with them and given up on all of it. And like he's done, he's chosen, or she has chosen, that extra money over their job. That was their choice. And it was your choice to go, no, this is what I want. I believe in this. I'm going to do this. That's your circle of control. So well done.
That's so inspiring, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. So, yes, guys, so this is the end of day 5, but before we end up, I am so grateful for having you join us on social media. We have received many comments on YouTube, on social media in general, and I'm very happy about all the questions, being able to really interact with you and answer your questions, giving you more insights. I'm really happy to have hosted this event. And as um, we are finishing this event, here are some ways that we can work together. This is our main offer, and we're making this exclusive offer just for our attendees this week. So if you have joined us using your email, if you're watching the replays, if you are watching on social media, on YouTube, LinkedIn, on Facebook, this is for you. I hope you had such insights from the session, but imagine the kind of guidance, the kind of coaching that you'll be expecting if you work with us. When you work with us, you'll have 4 different coaches. We are so different. We are from different backgrounds, different countries, different specialties. So, for example, I'm specialized in the self-image and how to go from where you are to where you want to be, fixating on the self-image, changing and becoming that person that you need to be. Jay here is our productivity lady. She can teach you everything about productivity, how to make the most out of your day. If you have seen the things that she does in a day, I'm still amazed. And she finds the energy to still going on, like by even now, like it's 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sorry, and you're still full of energy. I really, really am amazed. So yeah, John, for example, is our business specialist. So you get all the guidance, all the experience from John. He's run many businesses. He has managed many people throughout his years of experience. You'll get all that guidance in one place. And if you have a goal that is more into wellness, into health, into transforming your goal into a better life, a better lifestyle, then you have Polly. Polly has managed to heal her father in 30 days. If you have joined us the last few days, she shared the story how she healed her father from cancer in just 30 days with the power of the subconscious mind, with the power of visualization, with the power of manifestation. This is powerful stuff. And we've seen it happen. We've been there. We've been in the before and in the after. We've seen the transformation, and we are still amazed. So working with us, you'll have 4 different coaches from very different backgrounds supporting you and guiding you one-on-one or in a group. This is our main offer. I'm going to share my screen now. So this is what you get. The group coaching is of a value of £10,000. This is a group coaching designed by the late Bob Proctor, and it has been followed by many, many businesses and corporations around the world. It was designed for corporate development, but it's also now being used by entrepreneurs, by people like the 2 people that joined us yesterday, Kevin and Hillary, talking about how they transformed their life, how they transformed their health. Hillary was able to walk again, and Kevin is now preparing for the Olympics at just 17 years old. That is amazing. So this program, Thinking into Results, has been helping people since many years now. And Bob Proctor has transformed so many lives. He has transformed mine. I know that. I healed from an autoimmune disease that was almost impossible to heal from. Polly has healed her father from cancer. We have all started our business. So we have different businesses along with teaching Thinking into Results. So this is a program that has helped many people, thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people increase their income, reach a better step in their life, having the most amazing lifestyle. I've seen pictures of other people who have joined the course and living their best life. I've seen many coachings transforming lives in so many ways. This is a truly transformative program, and I am the living proof of this. John is the living proof, Jay is the living proof, Polly, and all of our previous clients can really tell you how much this program is really powerful. So you get the group coaching of a value of £10,000. You get access to the Facebook group. So the Facebook group is also very valuable because you get to network, you get to know people that are on the same wavelength. That is crucial. If you want to reach your goal, you better be surrounding yourself with people on the same frequency, on the same wavelength, talking the same way, having the same kinds of dreams, not similar dreams necessarily, but having dreams nonetheless. If you are surrounded by people around you, maybe your family, your friends, who are not very supportive, to whom you cannot probably not even dare share your dreams, this is probably going to hold you back. So having an accountability partner, having a mastermind group, this is happening inside the Facebook group. So you have access to that. I put the value as £400, but sometimes the value is really priceless. The amount of people I masterminded with throughout these previous years is it's really has been very, very priceless for me, because I've been able to generate business, I've been able to meet friends, I've been able to build relationships really for life. It's absolutely priceless. You'll have access also as well to 3 one-on-one coaching sessions. So besides the group coaching, if you want laser focused sessions across the 6 months of the program, by the way, I haven't mentioned that the program is 6 months long. So this is enough for you to set up the right goal, to start identifying the paradigms, to start changing the self-image, and you'll be amazed on the speed of which you're going to be able to progress towards your goals. I was able to reach my goal in just 3 months after joining this program. I was a client myself, and when I joined this program, I had absolutely no intention of becoming a coach myself, but I've seen it work on myself, and I'm amazed. I'm still amazed of how far I went from where I was to where I am today. You will have access to a few bonuses as well. The 100-day success planner is something I designed for people who want to stay accountable for 100 days. It's a success planner with everything you need to plan your day effectively. The gratitude list, the list of things that you need to be doing every day, all in one place, the wins of the day, the recap for the week, everything you need to track your success, to exercise this repetition, to train your subconscious mind, to train your paradigm into repeating this new belief. So it's a very comprehensive book. The time mastery course, Jay, maybe I'll let you talk to us more about that.
Yeah, so time mastery is all about mastering time, because you can't manage time. You have all there is. Everyone gets the same amount of time. There's only 24 hours in a day. The richest person on the planet cannot buy more time. Okay, so you can't manage time, but you can master what you do with it. So in the time mastery course, there's 7 sessions that give 7 different techniques on how to manage your activity. So doing different things in different ways, noticing when you're procrastinating, what can you do about it? What do you do on those days when it doesn't matter what you do, you just do not have the motivation? There are still tips that you can get done on those days without feeling like you've done nothing. And I've put it all together in one handy little just self-study course.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. Polly, talk us through your toxic survival toolkit.
Yes. So the reason why I designed a toxic toolkit was because if you have joined for the entire 5 days, you knew before I joined the program, I got pushed out from my senior management job, and I was totally lost. I didn't know how to recover myself from a toxic working environment. So that's why I designed a toolkit. But then once I actually start the journey of transformation, the more people I speak to, the more I realize one of the real reasons why we're stuck in where we are, feeling unfulfilled, unhappy and procrastinate, it's because we all have some sort of toxic relationship one way or another. The biggest is a toxic relationship we have with ourselves. The self-doubt, self-sabotage, self-criticism, every one of it is beating us down. And the second is a toxic relationship and with other people. It could be with your family, it could be with your partners, it could be with your work, whatever it is. Unless you really release that side of you, even though you go for transformation, that side of you will still eat you up. So when you're going through transformation, it's actually better if you also deal with that bit to release that energy. It's holding your energy. So it's better to release the energy, make a peace out of it before you go back a bit to a bit more neutralized place, the self-assurance, self-affirmation, before you can go up to the transformation. Yeah.
Thank you, Polly, for sharing. Yeah, so these are bonuses that we have developed, we have designed ourselves based on what we specialize on, based on our own experience of the program, based on our own experience with our own clients. And we added this to the offer because we wanted to give you everything that we have designed so far. So you have a concentration of everything that has been designed by Bob Proctor. Think It Into Result was the ultimate program that he designed before he passed away with Sandy Gallagher, his partner in business. And we added our connections inside the Facebook group, our mastermind. You'll find all the connections that you need. You can probably be able to build more connections using the Facebook group and the mastermind concept. I've added my 100-day success planner. I'm also adding my 2 books. So these are the 2 books I started writing shortly after I joined the Bob Proctor coaching program. First one is called Clean Up Your Life. And this is basically a series of exercises that you have to do to clean up different aspects of your life that are cluttering your mind and keeping you from reaching your goals. The second one is mainly for entrepreneurs. It's mind fitness for entrepreneurs, but it can also be used by any other person who has a goal, because mind fitness is about the mental faculties. And we started talking a little bit about imagination. We have six mental faculties: imagination, perception, intuition, the will, the reason, and the memory. These are your 6 mental tools. These are the 6 superpowers that we all have, but we rarely use. And they are tremendously important in the goal achievement process. We haven't had the time to talk through all of these things, but we have managed to assemble everything we have designed so far into this offer, and we're giving it to you exclusively during this event. So the total value of what we're offering today is more than £11,000, and today you can pay only £5,000. There are absolutely ways to make payments, installments, if you need to, of course, but the only prerequisite, remember what we've been talking about today, the only prerequisite is to make the decision. When I joined the Think It Into Results program, when I joined the Bob Proctor coaching program, and I joined after that the coach training program, both times I did not have the money. And both times I made the decision, even though the first time I wasn't even aware that I was making such a tremendous decision, but I knew that, okay, the way Bob Proctor is talking has something very different to it. The vibe is so different. There's something about this man. He's explaining things like I've never seen, I've never heard before, explained in such a simple yet realistic manner, very logical, very simply put, and easy to apply. And I made the decision immediately after watching just one YouTube video. That's all it took. I know that this is the right thing for me now. I'm going to do it. The fact that I didn't have the money, I didn't care, because once I made the decision, I started looking for the money and I found ways to have the money. And then the investment was even bigger when I wanted to become a coach, a certified coach, because the investment was 35, I think 30,000, 35,000. I did not have that money. And maybe I had like 5,000 by that time. But I said, okay, I'm making the decision, I'm paying the deposit. And after that, I knew the recipe, like because I've done the coaching before as a client, so I knew the recipe. Okay, once I make the decision, I need to go and look for new ideas. I need to go and look for ways. So I started a side hustle, a drop shipping business, nothing to do with coaching. For just a couple of months, allocated some time, learned e-commerce, and then came back with whatever amount of money I needed. In the meantime, I developed that business elsewhere, and it took off. Now I'm still in the dropshipping business, and now I have my certification. So you can find ways. If you want to, you can find ways, but the only prerequisite is to make a decision. So are you a true decision maker tonight? I want you to make the decision. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We're happy to answer your questions. And before that, Jay and John have something to say. Who's first?
Yeah, I just want to say also that I'm putting my 28 Days of Gratitude program in with this as well.
Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that. So sorry, John.
That's okay. What we have all done is because we're making this very limited and very exclusive because we all have our own consultancy businesses, and we got together to do this because we all resonated with each other. We all got on really well, and we know that we can offer so much for massive value. So we've all added in some of our own programs or some things from our own businesses, and this is limited to 10 people because we want to make sure 100% that we can give absolutely everything to this group. We don't want to take on 20, 30 people and then not be able to commit to them properly. So it's limited to 10. Actually, 2 places have gone, so we've only 8 left. And Nina will tell you about the date when this offer closes by in a moment, and also to acknowledge Malcolm's question about how the actual program works. So Nina will explain more about that in a moment. But just even from my own, I mean, there's so much value going in this so far, and the 28 Days of Gratitude program is what I want to put in as well. And I'm going to read a small little testimonial in a moment. But this is what I had explained. The reason I created this program, I wrote this program because with my thinking the results clients, we have our 6 months and we set our big goal. And sometimes people aren't sure what their goal is, or they set their big goal and not sure how to achieve it. So we talk about milestones and stepping stones to get people there. So I created this so that you've got 28 days. So each month you set a goal and you achieve it. And as we said, failure is a habit, success is a habit. So we want to create that habit of success. So we write out our goal. We give you a goal card. All our clients get these. You get a welcome package containing all of this. And also, so what I had, Dawn, I had a group going at 6 a.m. Group, and we wrote out our goal. We did our 6 goal achieving activities, 10 things we're grateful for, sent love to 3 people, asked for guidance for the day, and then you can't help but be happy after you started the day off on that positive note. And the idea is that because the great thing as well is you have accountability in this. And that's what we are here for. We're your accountability partners as well. And so I just want to read very quickly a very short testimonial. And the reason I want to read this one is because I think it would resonate with a lot of people from a business and personal point of view. And this is a lady who wrote this, and she said, I recently joined the 28 Days of Gratitude program with John Power of Powerhouse Consultants, and it's been an incredible journey. Here's a bit of my story. A few years ago, I was practicing holistic therapies, and I loved every moment of it. My clients were experiencing profound results, and I felt a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment in helping others heal. Being able to reach out and make a difference in someone's life felt truly meaningful. But about 2.5 years ago, my world was turned upside down when I lost my brother. It was devastating, and although I tried to continue practicing, I didn't feel like I could give to others in the same way. The past 2 years have been a time of personal healing, working through my grief and reconnecting with myself. When I met John and he introduced me to his gratitude program, I felt a spark of hope that it might be the key to rediscovering my confidence and my passion for healing. And it truly was. Over the 28 days, I felt my energy return my purpose rekindle, and my confidence grow. I've relaunched my practice with a new company name and logo, and I'm thrilled to say that I'm now seeing 2 clients a week and getting wonderful feedback. I can see the positive changes in my clients, and I'm once again filled with a deep sense of fulfillment. John has been John has been incredibly supportive through the course and continues to check in with me even after the course is finished. His guidance has been invaluable, and I would highly recommend this course to anyone to rediscover themselves or to enhance their mindset. And then she just says a couple of other nice things. It says, "Thank you for looking forward to working with you in the future." And that's from Brenda Brennan, and her business is Karina Healing Therapy. So the reason I wanted to read that was because it just shows everything that the ladies here have been speaking about healing, about your goal, about your vision, about how to deal with loss and get back. I don't know what the phrase is. Get back on the horse again. Whatever the thing is, to get back on track. Forget I mentioned the horse. To get back on track again, and all of these things combined give massive, massive value. So I am more than happy to put that in with the bundle.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
carry on.
Thank you, and sorry again for having forgotten the 20 days of gratitude. It's a truly powerful program as well. Polly, yes, go ahead.
So Malcolm has a question about wanted to know a bit more about how it actually works. How often do we meet, and the tips basically. And so the reason why we put this up together is because we knew we are all consultants in this program, but we all have our niche and specialities. So traditionally, what we are doing with the group coaching is we will meet up every week. And then you will be also listening to lessons that's delivered by Bob Proctor, but we will meet up every week. And it will be very much like a checking sessions, because when you cannot grow by just do the self-learning. You've got to have somebody with you to muscle and to check in with you and to ensure you hold yourself accountable. So that's essentially what it is. And so throughout the whole group coaching session, you get access to all 4 of us. And just like what we explained before, it's we all have different expertise. John is about business growth, Jen is about productivity, Nina is specialized in building a successful self-image with your to help with your success. And my area is about body-mind connection and also wellness, well-being. So we all have different expertise, so we can teach, but in different angle as well. And I hope that explained. Malcolm, welcome you to join us. This is so good. We are so ready to help you transform your lives in every single way. And we will support you every step of the way. From now on, we'll be your success accountability partner. Your success will be the only thing we care, and then we'll be dedicated to help you to achieve that. You have our words.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Yeah, before that, so another reminder about the offer. So it's still available for everyone who has registered using their email. If you have received the replay today or probably the next day, you're still able to ask us questions, to book a call if you have questions that you weren't present today to ask. So feel free to book a call with us if you want a laser focused coaching session. Ask just your questions about your goals, see how exactly we're going to be able to help you. And after that, you'll have until Monday afternoon to reach out to us if you want to join us and start working with us today on your goal for 2025. So we are March 7? Imagine by September 7, just before the return to school, a couple months before Christmas, you have already became someone else. You have already probably, maybe, possibly reached your goal. If your goal can be reached in 6 months, why not? I know I have seen many people reach even bigger goal in less time. The 6 months is not the entire period that is necessary for you to reach the goal. I have had the question before from another client saying, do I need 6 months to reach my goal? Because I'm I'm super motivated and I want to get going and I don't want to wait for 6 months to get all the knowledge. You can really do it as you see fit on your own pace, because we're not growing on the same way. We don't have the same starting point. You probably maybe in the midst of achieving your goal already, you need some push, you need some to push away those paradigms, those limiting beliefs holding you back, maybe just some switches to flip here and there. Or maybe you don't even know what your goal is yet, and that is okay. That is also okay, because once you've set up the goal, the couple of first sessions, it's about setting up the right goal and defining that right goal. But after that, you can take off. You can follow this program on your own pace. This is a very important point, because the program is accessible. It's a couple of videos and a workbook that you need to work on, but it's really on your pace. Like, we have a 6-month commitment to you, to be there for you once every week to answer your questions. But the way you do the program, the way you learn the program, 6 months is the recommended period of time, because you need some time probably for the new information, for the new beliefs to sink in. But that's not necessary. Some people do it in just 2 months, 1 month. You never know, like, how much would it take. And some people do it over and over again because now they have another goal and they're taking it off from another paradigm. So it's really very personal, but also very generic and very applicable to all kinds of goals. Yeah, I'm looking at the comments, if there's any other question in the meantime. Polly, yes, please go ahead.
And also, I want you to kind of highlight on how this program has transformed me as well. And when I signed out to become a consultant, I signed out as a consultant blindly, basically. And I didn't go through the coaching myself. I literally just signed up because I thought I want to help people. So I didn't have the money. So I managed to come up with the money afterwards. But then during the first 6 months, I was very much just learning by myself. And that's when I got so frustrated, because I have no idea about what I was doing. My brain understands it, but it couldn't sink into my subconscious mind. I didn't really fully trust the process actually myself. So again, my time got wasted for over a year. But then everything transformed when I used this material to heal my dad, because that's when I realized because previously when people said you can achieve anything you want to achieve, and I thought, really, I was still having my doubt. But then once that actually helped me to heal my dad, and I said to myself, health is the only thing you cannot buy by money. If I can use this to heal my dad's disease, what more can I do? So I'm going to say this, by learning this, it's not just to help you to achieve one goal, it's that you can replicate it to any other elements of your life, because it's a success formula to help you achieve anything you want. It literally means everything. So I've used this material to, first of all, save my dad's life, save my entire family from going crumbling. And then I'm now using this material to build the dream business I'm striving for. So it's already transformed my family and also in my personal life, and in a level that is beyond my imagination. So just when you're thinking about the possibility to work with her, just stop thinking about it as a cost, because again, you've got to think, is this your internal demon trying to pull you down again? Or can you just turn around, start thinking, actually, I really care about my dream. I know I cannot achieve my dream without me having this growth myself. And I am committed and convicted to achieve the dream no matter what. Because once you've got to make a powerful decision about yourself, we can't force you. It's your life after all. You are in your own journey. But you've got to make a decision if you really truly want to change. And that comes with a time. Because the moment you leave, the moment you start having doubts, the doubts literally just kind of double that. I can't remember the word all of a sudden. It becomes contagious, and then your mind start going to crowd on all different doubts and the fear, and you'll be thinking, maybe I'll think about it another day. and that's it. The moment's gone. You will not be able to go back to that same vibration again. So having tiny decision for your life is in the way you're delivering your message to your subconscious mind that I trust myself. I trust I can do it. I want, or even if you don't believe it. And when I was healing matters, I didn't believe this, but I said to myself, I didn't believe this, but I want to believe it. I want to believe it. So what can I do to make me believe this? And I still go through this program to really learn about how our subconscious mind works. And then once you start learning about subconscious mind, you become a leader. You become a leader for yourself. You become a leader for your family. You become a leader to everyone else around you. By learning this material, my mom also start going into this self-development field now. She used this material to end her sleeping pill dependency that she had it for over 10 years. And she used to have problems sleeping, and that's caused by anxiety and panic attack. By learning how to manage her mind, she's no longer needing a sleeping pill. And that's just another transformation that she has. So I just want to highlight this. Whenever you're having fear and doubts coming in, remember it's your internal demon trying to pull you down. And we can help you to learn. By learning more about this material, you will know how to manage that and to use this to help you to achieve any goal that you want.
Yes, John, go ahead.
Yeah, just every time Polly says, I think it's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm literally glued to the screen.
Yeah.
I've heard this all so many times. I just like, what the God? You always hear something that you missed the last time. It's brilliant. Yeah, I just want to just emphasize to people how important it is to jump on with this, because like we've got other people listening on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and calls have been booked in. And we, as I said, we cannot take any more than 10, because we want to just give the best service we can. And so please, if you're interested, even just book on a call. If you have any things you want to discuss with anybody privately, don't discuss it on here. Get on the call and we'll happily discuss anything with you. And I just want to very, very quickly touch on one thing that Jay mentioned about this is not, we're not into motivation. And that might sound kind of contradictory, because people say, well, sure, I want you to motivate me. I want you to make me do stuff. But I studied Tony Robbins, and I worked with him a lot before I discovered this with Bob Proctor. And, I was at an event of his one time, and he arrived on the zip line. I mean, it was mental. It was like a circus thing or something. And like, he's a big dude. So for him to come down on a zip line, I tell you, there's a fair bit of weight on that. He's a big man, like 6, 7, or 8 or something. He's huge, right? And his whole thing is his events are like, 12, 14 hours, 16 hours long. And his whole thing is get into the room, soak up the environment. And like, I love all that. And yes, it's brilliant. Yes, it works. The problem is that it stops the minute you leave the room. And I came back, and as I said, I was studying his program. I was a student of his, and the problem is that you arrive back, and you pull up outside your door, and you're like, right, back to reality. And that literally is what I said when I pulled up outside my house, because you're like pumped and you're yay and rah rah, and there's all of this woo, and everybody's jumping up and down, and it's all mental, loud music, and great, and there's things going off, and honestly, it's like a rock concert, man. It was brilliant. But yeah, honestly, it's brilliant. You're walking on coals. We were karate chopping these planks. It was mental, right? I'm serious, and it's brilliant. But the minute you leave, it's like gone. If you were to live there with all of that, yeah, you'd probably be hugely successful. But unfortunately, you can't stay in the room, and you have to leave. And then it's just gone. But this isn't like that at all. Yes, we do want to motivate you, but that's not what a program is about. This is about us showing you, the 12 lessons, the step-by-step process, the scientifically proven process that make all of these things work. We've all done it, and we found huge success from it. We have we have our own clients, and they've found huge success from that. So this isn't, and I just want to emphasize, this isn't a rah-rah thing and us trying to big you up or big us up or anything. It's not. I mean, we didn't invent this program, but we worked with it, and it's hugely, hugely achievable. and it's very, very well laid out and very well explained. And you get lots of videos and you get the workbook, etc., etc. And we help you through every single one of those. We do a lesson and then you open the Q&A. So anything that you want to know, and you've seen the different areas of expertise we have. If we honestly will be genuinely, absolutely 100% honest with you, if you ask us something that we cannot answer, we'll be honest and say, well, you know what? We can't answer it, but look, we are tied into hundreds and hundreds of other consultants, and we will find the answer for you if we don't know it. And we'll be straight up and honestly tell you that. So believe you me when I say there's nothing that you can ask that either us or other consultants that we are tied in with will not have the answer to. So you've nothing to worry about. You really are in safe hands.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, is there any other questions before we finish this last session, or anyone else want to add something? Okay. Yes, Polly.
I just also wanted to just add on John said, yes, we would motivate you in a session. But I think what is great about this program is ultimately you become the best motivator for yourself, because this is what it is about. And you are not fully relying on us on experts or advice. Like what we said earlier, what we're doing is we're training your subconscious mind to come up with the best solution for yourself. And that's how this program can replicate to every other elements of your life. Because once you unlock that kind of formula to solve one problem for yourself, think about how much self-esteem that will grow. So how much reassurance that you grow, because you know your life is unstoppable. Your fear is no longer your demon. Your fear is actually your best friend, because your fear is reminding you, this is it. This is where I'm going to grow. This is where I'm going now. I'm going in. I'm beating you up on this. So once you start learning about how to become the best supporter, best motivator for yourself by knowing and growing awareness of your subconscious mind, you really can transform every other elements of your life. You know how to find your own solution. You no longer feel scared in the unknown area. You feel comfortable because you know, I know how to handle this. This is not scary. I have all the toolkits with me. I have all the toolkits. And so what we are doing in the next 6 months with you is we'll teach you about this toolkit. We'll hold you accountable to apply all this toolkit, because by knowing it's not enough. Knowing is just what we're teaching our conscious brain. Knowing is not enough. This is one of the reasons why John was saying when he come back from the motivational speaking from Tony Robbins, nothing changes, because everything is only stuck in the knowing. But what we're doing is we get you into the doing. That's the exciting part. So once you get to know about the doing, that's when your life really, really change. So looking forward to working with you on this. Really excited.
Brilliant. Thank you, Polly, and congratulations to everyone who has already made the decision to start this new chapter in their success story. If any one of you want to stay on the call to discuss further how to start working together, please feel free to stay on the call. Otherwise, well, this was it. This was the 5-day success challenge. Think bigger, achieve more. You still have a chance to start today working on your goal for 2025. It's already March, so make the decision today. Start investing in yourself. You'll be amazed of the tremendous amount of results that you can accomplish in such a short time if you only understand this blueprint, this recipe for success that we all have applied so far, and we all have the living proof that this works. So yeah, thank you and see you very soon.
Hi, Nina. Can you hear?
Sorry, I put myself on mute.
That's
Hello,
right.
Malcolm.
I was just going to say, post signing up, I presume